We're back. You just done a massive cloud of smoke as we just about to start this. My
I
lungs
wanted it to
are-
be theatrical, do you know what
So
I mean?
yeah,
Little
my name is
fog.
Evan.
It's Dan. It's
Projectile
back.
Dysfunction.
Season 2, mate.
Season 2, baby.
Wait, is this? Oh,
This is
fuck.
season 2.
Yeah, this is episode 4, though, isn't it?
Potentially, yeah.
So I got confused. I thought this was up. Right,
Just don't
mind
worry
me.
about it, mate. Don't worry. How have you been though?
I've been decent, mate.
Living life to the full.
Not really living life to the full. Living life to like
What's
medium.
happening with the EP?
It's coming along nicely.
Oof. So Dan's obviously started music how long ago now? A year ago?
8 months.
Doing it properly, full bit of producing.
November, so 8
Yeah.
months.
And you've released how many singles?
6.
6 singles. And now basically Dan's taken a break really.
Well, I'm taking a break
To
from
make-
releasing singles to focus on the EP.
Focus on the EP.
It's gonna be epic, man.
How many songs are the EP are you thinking about doing?
5
roughly?
or 6.
5 or
Depends,
6.
Depends.
And that what
I'm thinking September release.
I've heard some of the tracks as well. They are proper,
if it gets
proper
mixed
good.
and mastered in time, then it's a September baby.
September, baby.
It's gonna be
That's
beautiful.
exciting, though.
But that's all I'm really working on, and this pod,
Yeah,
music
yeah.
and the pod. What about you? You said you had a little.
I actually had
thingy
a little fuck thing that happened this week. Well, not this week, but like recently.
Yeah.
And so my dad's finished work recently after
Retired?
working. Yeah, well, he's not retiring, but he's finishing work after
Oh,
a long
okay.
time. And my dad's always like, "Don't make a fuss, don't make a fuss," but slyly he wants everyone to make a fuss.
Yeah.
Like he's like,
Oh yeah.
he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to go.
Are you
out.
sure that's
Don't
what
want to
he
go out
wants,
for a
though?
meal or something like
Because
that."
when I say I don't want to fuss, it's usually like, please
No, but like,
don't.
my
make a
dad's
fuss.
like, "Don't make a fuss, don't make a fuss." And then like last year, my sister didn't come back from uni, celebrate. And then when we got to meal, she's like, "Is she not going to surprise me then? Like, where's she not going to come?" Like, obviously, like little attention seeker, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now we know he's gonna slag it off. But in
If you
reality,
don't-
he wants a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit of
yeah.
attention. So this year we're tired. We're like, fuck it. We had a nice bit of bubbly actually.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
We had bubbly Dom Perignon actually.
Oh.
Jeez. And then but we got fireworks.
As you do.
So we got fireworks in the garden, and they went off like only 2 fireworks, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we seen this message the next day on this like neighborhood watch group or whatever.
Yeah.
Neighborhood watch group, whatever. Basically, I don't know if it's neighborhood watch, but they have like these weird apps which like
Well, you have a neighborhood watch sticker on your in the front of your house, so I'm going to assume it's neighborhood
that is
watch.
actually true.
So do you partake in neighborhood watch?
I didn't. I
What
actually
what would you
these.
do if you saw some really dodgy blokes hanging out on the street?
Probably put my Superman costume out and fly out the window and fuck them
yeah,
up.
fuck them up.
Just
Yeah.
literally
Well, that's
fuck
what
'em
neighborhood
up.
watch is, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's like little versions of Superman.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The
Fantastic.
training takes years, but once you're in the neighborhood watch,
to get into the neighborhood watch, it takes
mate,
a
it's
long
unbelievable.
time.
Have you got the costume? Have you got the costume? As well?
I'm only on my bronze at the moment, so
Yeah,
I need to
yeah.
get to gold. So I need to kill
To get
a
your black
vigilante.
belt.
I need to become a vigilante and murder a potential felon, and then I get my neighborhood watch title,
Since
which I'm really looking.
it's way
forward
better
to,
than
actually.
Scouts because I used to do Scouts, but
Well, there was a lot of sex tasks in Scouts. Do you know what I mean?
what sex
You know,
tasks
you
do
had to
do in
like
Scouts?
wank off the. Well, he was a paedophile, the guy who created Scouts. So
I thought that was just being a church boy and you're Catholic.
well, that as well. There was a lot of old cocks.
That's a lot.
But yeah, so neighborhood watch. You got
Anyway,
a little
so
group
this,
chat.
and then we've just done these 2 fireworks. Yes, they're quite loud, but we did it at 10 p.m. But the only reason we've done it at 10 p.m. is because it doesn't get dark till 10 p.m.
yeah,
because it's
so there's
summer.
no point doing.
There's no point doing it in the fucking light. So this message, this someone, obviously this well, I don't know if they're old person, whatever this person is, in the road opposite us, has written like, "Oh, it's so
Well, you just said you rode.
oh shit."
Just it's all right.
We'll edit it.
Yeah, you edit
Okay.
it. I'll put a beep over
Okay.
it.
So, our road, whatever our road is, you're so disrespectful. Someone nearby to you may have PTSD, and if someone has PTSD nearby, you will have set them back years on years. So doing fireworks,
Oh no!
doing fireworks,
All the work I put in.
doing fireworks for 5 minutes could ruin someone's life. I've seen this message, yeah,
Yeah.
and I've just been like, what? So. Firstly, you're not allowed any fireworks. There's a whole night in the UK.
Yeah,
where
the
literally-
world dedicates a day to fireworks.
to fireworks. 10 p.m. isn't even fucking late. Secondly,
Yeah.
and who goes the extra mile to put out on a neighbour's watch? Not even that they know anyone with PTSD.
Yeah, but
that someone potentially could have PTSD nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's culture nowadays. That's Twitter culture, mate.
And it got sent to one of my siblings, but we haven't actually told my mum and dad because it's just like
Yeah.
It's like it's just one of those things that they'll get worked up about, but it's like
Yeah.
there's some bell end nearby.
Yeah, some piece of shit. I mean, to be fair, it's not like they're doing a bad
Like
thing.
it was loud.
Just
Like it was a
shut
bang. It was 2
up.
fireworks. Like,
Saying it's
deep.
not going to go back in time and unshoot the fireworks, so just shut it.
Just fuck off, basically.
Yeah, fuck off. Whoever, if
Actually,
that's
it's
you
very
listening,
angry.
fuck off.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Prick.
But yeah,
So anyway, if COVID didn't exist, we'd probably be in a field right now
with some cows.
with some cows on a chair that's only got 3 legs.
You're
working.
massive into the dogging scene as well. So you.
Oh, well, I only was in that scene for about 2 years.
What was the
But
dogging scene? Was it like?
It
How
was.
did you get into the dogging scene? Is it just like?
So it started once. I was just walking to my car late at night and just got approached from behind,
Yeah.
and I was just in.
You're just in the dogging
Well,
scene.
he
Do you get given a card? Do you have to sign up? Like, how is it? Is it like signing up for?
In fact, there's no consent.
like swimming or
There's no
something?
consent needed in the dogging scene. So I went, and then he finished with me. He was like, "That's dogging, mate," and then walked away. I was like, "All right." Went home, googled
well, this is
like,
pretty.
West London dogging.
Yeah.
Then got involved in a couple Reddit forums.
There was actually a Channel 4 show on there, but I didn't actually watch it. But it was like
Yeah, they did blur my
How to
face. in that
Dog or
one.
something.
They deepened my voice. It sounded pretty good.
It deepened your voice.
You know when they blur the face and deepen the voice?
Oh, you were in the dogging show on Channel
Yeah.
4?
Well, I'm retired from it now.
Oh, okay. How'd you get out? They don't let you leave.
Well, you know, I did some things that
Okay.
they didn't agree with.
Oh
morally.
my god.
So we would be in a field by now, probably drunk on a chair that's got like 2 legs.
Well, we hope.
What do you mean?
At
we
a
hope?
festival.
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
mean?
Whatever. We'd probably be at a festival right now, but COVID fucked up. So we thought we'd tell some, because festivals are literally just 3-day-long anecdotes. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just comedy gold for 3
I
days.
feel like with festivals as well, it's like how we say it's like graduation in a sort of way, like the build up of festivals you go to,
Yeah.
where it's like you finish. It's like your first time like full on freedom.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
start
yeah.
off. Maybe actually I went to a day festival. I went to Wireless when I was 15.
Oh yeah, yeah. I went to a.
Saw
I did
like
go to Wireless.
fucking like
but-
Dead Mouse headlining.
Come
I
on!
was like, this is so cool. This like
Yeah.
dancey stuff. Like,
I'm just on the
wow,
wave, bro.
I like to dance. You know what I mean? All that
Yeah.
stuff.
I never went to that. I always used to hate people who went to
Oh,
Wireless,
mate, it was like-
even though I go every year.
Go see, I was like shit dubstep once, but no, but it changed. Back then, it was like a whole
Justin
different
Timberlake,
thing.
I swear it was like.
Well, that would be. I'd quite like to see Justin Timberlake.
Oh, I'd
It'd
love
be
to
quite
see
sick.
Timberlake.
Drake actually headlined the year I went.
Yeah, I saw Drake there.
Yeah.
When he replaced DJ Khaled. I was fuming, mate. I was fuming.
I was with you that one.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You
Yeah.
and me. When they said DJ Khaled's not coming, I was like, what?
Yeah, and then Drake
then
came
Drake
on
came
and
on, I
did
was like,
20
oh,
minute
come
set.
Yeah, to be fair, I'd rather see 1 minute of Drake than
Yeah.
12 hours of DJ
But
Khaled.
the main graduation of festivals
It's
is Reading.
Reading Fest.
Reading. Because when my brothers was younger, they all went to Newquay. Everyone would go down to Newquay
Like
after
Nos.
GCSEs.
Oh, what was it called? Boardmasters.
No, not to a festival. Everyone would
Oh.
go down because it just didn't care about like serving underage kids back then.
Oh,
So all the
decent.
pubs would just be rammed of kids after 16-year-olds.
That
Just
sounds
getting banned.
decent.
But then it got banned because some kids fell off cliffs and stuff and
Oh,
died.
R.I.P.
Yeah. But then our thing was
That's not
the
insensitive.
Reading, which the build up to Reading was mad. I remember literally sat there like first day of year 11,
Yeah.
being like, yo, Reading's gonna be like the greatest time of my life.
gas for Reading, bro.
I was so excited.
I was like, I made like a playlist, like Reading 2015 playlist of
Mate,
all my
like,
favourite
dude,
bands. Like, I can't wait. And you'd write all the bands you want to see, like 50 bands. Like, I can't wait to see that. In the end, you see like 3 bands.
Yeah, and just got
But before I went to Reading, I went, as you say, I went to day festivals, and I have this memory that it literally haunts me to this day. I went to Sonisphere.
yeah.
I went to Sonisphere twice before.
So what is Can you people who don't know
Sonisphere was like
Sonisphere, what is
it's
it?
like a metal festival, so it was like Slipknot, Iron Maiden.
It's basically, I haven't been, but when I've been explained, because lots of all my friends go, it's like basically loads of long-haired, sweaty men
Bearded
drinking ale.
Yeah, it's literally like Ale Fest. It's like Slayer play, Metallica play, whatever. So I went, and we were like 14, 15, and it was me, our friend Merlin, and Johnny. And I literally, it was the scare. Well, James, were you there? James the cameraman was with us again.
James the cameraman's here again, guys.
You came to the second one, and I was like, you know that thing, if you have a water bottle. So my dad took us, but he was like, I don't want to watch this shit music, so I'm gonna just like walk around. And you know when you try and flip a bottle, so we were sat on this grass, 3 like butters, like chubby 14-year-olds, and you know when you have a water bottle half filled, and you can like throw it and try and flip it, and then you can flip like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So we're all trying to do that. And I was sitting down, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking flip it like a million times. So I flip it, let go at the wrong time. It flies across this thing, and I'm like, oh fuck! And it hits this like 50-year-old, like face tatted up.
Wait,
like,
what's in the
metal-
bottle?
Just water. It's a full bottle of water.
Oh, I thought you meant
And I throw it
Oh.
far in the air, and I'm like, see it towards this guy. He's got like head tattoos all over his head, like this like sleeveless denim jacket, like this fat beard, like tattoos like, under his eyes. I'm like, oh no, and he just fucking whacks him on the head. And he's like, oh fuck, and he like stands up. And he's like, who the fuck was that? Who the fuck was that? Because he thought someone just lobbed at his head. And Merlin and Johnny were like, oh Dan, you have to go apologise. You have to go apologise.
What
I
the
was
fuck?
like, I was like, oh, and he was like, knew it was me because we were like. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. He was like, you fucking little cunt. I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And then he was just like fuming. And I saw my dad coming. I was like, oh, I'm being saved now. But literally, he was about to like murder me. It was the scariest.
Why wouldn't you just leg it?
Because he would have chased me. Because
You're some old fat old man
no, he
with a
wasn't
long
old
beard.
and fat. He was like
in like
40, but like ripped, like face tat. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm so sorry. Because he thought I lobbed at him, but it was a.
You are.
It literally hit him right on the head like a full bottle of water.
At that age, at 14, I did anything like that, you just leg it.
Oh no, I can actually face up to the consequences of my actions, Evan, unlike you.
Oh yeah, you did it really well, mate. But I
Sorry.
nearly crying. Oh no,
Mate,
no.
you would have cried if you were there.
Mate, I would have nutted him.
So, do you want to talk about the first Reading?
Well,
I think it's everybody listening to this probably went to that Reading.
everyone. My first experience of Reading was like sort of weird because I probably had the worst day of my life
Because of GCSEs.
on the Thursday. Because I woke up that morning, obviously got like 4 C's at GCSE, got kicked out of school, and was like, I was like, fuck it. I was like, I don't even care. Like, but at that point, I was like, fucking like. Probably a bit like down on myself, being like, fuck it, I was go Reading.
Just fucking
I was
die
like,
in
don't
that
care.
field.
But then basically I signed up to a new college in the morning, left the school I was at, and then at like 6 p.m. I got the train to Reading by myself.
Oh,
And I was meant to go with all my
mate.
friends, got trained to Reading by myself with like all these bags, like
That's the worst thing about festival, the fucking bags.
You know what's fucked, yeah? It's like the guy who I just had the worst day. So I failed school, sorry.
Yeah.
Went to this thing, and then I got to the station. The guy had just sold me a ticket and passed it and gone in. And then I got to Reading, and the guy was like, oh, this ticket's for under 14. So I was like, I didn't ask for this fucking ticket. I just bought a fucking ticket at the thing. He's just given me this. I was like, yeah, sorry, mate. £60 fine as I get to Reading train station. I was like, looking at this guy like...
Was it a train ticket?
Yeah, it's a train ticket, but I didn't fuck it. I just asked for a ticket, and the guy just
Maybe
looked at
thought
me.
you were under 14.
Well, obviously we're fucking 16, look tiny.
Yeah, you were miniature. As well.
Yeah, I was probably...
Everyone made fun of you because how small you were. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, it was
I just remember
classic.
everyone
You weren't really
I
involved.
just remember
though.
everyone saying how fat you were. That's all I remember.
Yeah. But we also made fun of how small you were.
Oh, yeah, right, whatever. But then, yeah, so I just had this horrific day. But I remember, like, I turned up and it was quite nice because, like, when I got there, everyone chanted my name, which was quite nice. Obviously, felt a bit bad for me, innit?
Oh, you're
So I
such a
came to see
prick.
everyone.
Why was everyone... I mean, I was probably chanting your name, but I don't know why.
We
Was
were
it just
chanting my
because...
name. But there was also all that beef
everyone's like,
that
oh,
kicked
mate,
off.
everyone be bare nice
Everyone
to
be
everyone.
nice to me. But then also the week before, I got in that scrap, which we talked about in season 1.
Oh,
which had
yeah,
happened
the
like
famous
5 days before.
And they were still shut. Were they...
Well, it was
Was
all
there
a
a
bit
bit-
beefy at that point.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
can't be asked to go into that.
So I remember when I got there, so I was camping with... James, was I camping with you?
You were?
It was me, you and Jack.
It was, yeah.
And we get there. So me, James and Jack were like the opposite of like rugby lads at the time. Like the antithesis. I think that's the word. And we set up our tent and we're gassed about it. We're like, oh, boys. And then suddenly like these fucking huge rugby lads come over. They're all like, oh, from like another school. They're like, oh, boys. And just start bombing onto our tent. And just breaking the tent. And me and Jack and James, they're like, oh, bloody hell. Oh, God.
Do you not say anything
And they just
to
like
them?
start rugby tackling like everyone. Like these, like, you know those people who when they're 16 they look like they're 20.
Yeah.
They're like picking people up and like dunking them on top of our tent. And me, Jack and Dave was like, oh fuck. And then we just couldn't say anything because like we just, you know, when like
Because you're massive.
there was a
pussies,
hierarchy.
basically.
Yeah, we were massive pussies. And then so our tent, we thought that was like the worst of our tent. And I'm pretty sure we were in the tent and people were still jumping on our tent at some point. But at the first Reading, I remember each night I barely slept. Because like, we thought our tent was like in a fine location. Like just, so it was the path and then our tent was just off the path. But we didn't realise how close our tent was to the path. So we fell asleep the first night and we had our heads like, basically like touching like the metal path. And then every like 2 hours, the whole tent would like illuminate with like these huge lights, and like I'd make a fucking like 50-ton truck like over our heads, and like the tent would move. Like, fuck! It would happen like 3 times a night. Like everyone would wake up like, we're gonna die. Like this fucking truck just coming towards us, and it was probably like literally. How far would you say the wheel of the truck was? Probably like 10 centimeters away from our head, and it'd be like 3 times a night. Me, Jack, and James were like, fuck, man. It was so literally each night I just barely slept, and I didn't even drink that wedding. I was so underprepared. But you were boozing.
No,
I made a promise not to do any drugs because my mum had caught. You know the story. Have I told the story? Me and James.
Yeah, getting lectured. Yeah.
So I promised not to do any drugs.
Yeah. I got absolutely fucked for like 3 days straight. I didn't go to the toilet.
What, are you a dual swinger?
Mate, everything. And I was fucking like, I remember I didn't have a shit. I went and looked to the toilets one time on the first night. I didn't have a shit for 4 days at Reading. I didn't have one shit. Came back on my...
always shit.
Oh, actually, I fucking...
It's a bit of me time.
Do you remember everyone at Reading as well? That everyone had like remember this year, everyone like textiles, the bandanas.
Oh, I brought about 4 bandanas.
Oh, mate, it was such a bad look. And then, like, everyone, like, bare glitter on their face. I just remember everyone just being, like, so in awe of, like, how new everything was.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, the first time of being, like, you've just been let loose by your parents. Like, you had your complete freedom for 4 days. And I remember that feeling just being, like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie. The first festival, it
was grim though. Like looking back on it, it's a horrific festival. Like we camped so far away.
Yeah.
Like the grim stories. Like one of my good friends was there, and she was watching Green Day, and she ended up leaving the day after because she sat standing there with her wellies. And she suddenly feels like this bit of water down her leg, and she turns around and someone is just pissing into her wellies some blokes pissing into her wellies from behind her, down her leg into her wellies. Which is weird because she was a 16-year-old girl and this was like an old man pissing into her wellies.
I mean, that's definitely illegal.
Yeah. I just remember it rained on the Thursday morning.
Did someone piss on our mate Joe's hand?
He pissed on his hand?
Yeah. Do you remember this? Like he was watching someone just pissing on his hand. I don't know, maybe
I don't remember that.
But I'm pretty sure it happened.
But like, I had to work. It's just such a weird festival the whole way through. And the other thing, I never knew so many people. Like that one is just like every single school that we'd ever seen from like.
You're
the
like,
whole of London.
Mate, nice to see you, mate. But I remember the best moment of that Reading. So there was this guy. What should I call him? James, give me a name.
Gareth.
I'll go with Gareth. Yeah. So this guy called Gareth came to Reading, went to our school. We were pretty good mates. And he just got there, he was like, oh, I didn't bring a 10. And everyone was like, all right. And then he just went around like, oh, I didn't bring a 10. And everyone was like, well, you can't sleep in our 10. And he was like, and then...
Just bought one.
Mate. And then he came up to me, Jack and James. He was like, boys, is it all right if I sleep in the porch of your tent? And it's like, it didn't make a difference to us. Like, all right, mate, like, whatever. And so in the middle of the night, you know when you need a piss so bad at a festival because you've been boozing so hard? I was like, oh, fuck. And it was like 5 a.m, like torrential storm. So I'm like, oh, fucking hell. So I have to get up in my pants and like unzip the thing. Like in the middle of the night, the porch had just like undone. And so Gareth was in like a sleeping bag, just on his back. Like it was like done up to his chin. And like the rain had just started filling the sleeping bag, and it was like to the point where his mouth and his nostrils were the only things above water. And I was like, "Oh fuck, mate!" And I just like pushed him a little bit, and he just like rolled over and like drained out. Like steamer was like shh, like a bucket of water. I was like, "Fuck!" And I just went for a piss and went back. But I remember thinking like, if I didn't come out, he could have just drowned in a sleeping bag in the rain.
We're all just so unprepared as well.
Yeah, I bought 2 shoulders of whiskey for 4 days.
Yeah, that is.
And then I had to drink them all.
Do you remember all our girl mates just on the Sunday morning just woke up in his rain? Heard all of them woke up. It was like, yeah, another day on the sesh.
But the girls were.
No, I was, and the girls remember came out. I was like, it's fucking raining. I'm sorry, I'm doing a horrible voice for them.
That was horrible.
I'm not gonna do that again. Sorry, they were like, it's fucking raining. So all of them just packed up and left Sunday morning.
Did they?
Yeah, all the girls left Sunday morning.
Oh, they can't hack it.
But I remember,
some people really can't.
They couldn't hack it. They couldn't hack it. But then,
no, we have one mate who just leaves every festival.
They all regretted it. Who does that?
Nigel Farage.
You know, Can we say that story about that? Remember the guy we know who broke his leg at the first festival we
Well,
went to?
yeah, I mean that's fine.
we say that?
It's not much of a story. He just snapped his leg in half.
Yeah, but no. So this basically had the worst experiences of festivals of all time. He went into so this guy we know quite well. He went to his first ever festival.
Yeah.
Went into a mosh pit at what band?
Deftones.
Deftones, and snapped his leg in half. Had to be carried out. Literally broke his leg.
I think he was pinging as well. At the
Yeah.
time.
So he doesn't go to another festival for a year, and then he goes.
So he misses the next year's.
Yeah,
festival.
and then he goes to Transmit or Tea in the Park. I can't remember what it's called back then. And rocks up. Finally gets into festival. Got coached the whole way in. Gets there, sits down on Thursday, and goes to roll a spliff, starts smoking it. And obviously at festivals, like everyone smokes weed and stuff. Like weed's just like when you're back.
Yeah.
Just set up his tent. So that's when security comes over, pats him on the shoulder, says, "Get up, mate. You're getting escorted out."
Fuck.
Gets taken to the hospital tent. They find like I don't know a bit of weed in him, whatever else, whatever.
Get kicked out.
And he gets kicked out, and he gets put on this coach all the way back to London
Like a
on
prisoner
the
trial.
So he gets back. His mum gets phoned because he's 17 or whatever.
Yeah.
Gets told that he had weed on him, whatever. So he has to do a 13-hour coach home or something. First two festivals breaks his leg. Second one
just gets
Yeah.
kicked out in like a minute. To be fair, what if it was?
that would put me off going festivals ever. I think. Oh, we can't talk about that.
All right. Well, we just had some technical difficulties, but thankfully it saved. So that was
Classic
fucking
Dan,
scary.
little panic.
Big panic. Now I want to talk about a very specific moment at a festival.
Yeah. So this is so we've moved up from Reading. So obviously we're just getting because we have to talk about Reading really.
Yeah, you've got to. So what was? Give me the overall Reading experience. Just
Reading experience was. I was probably in a bit of a weird state at the time.
Yeah.
So like, I just got massed 4 days. Terrible festival. Had a really good time as everything was like new, like all this new freedom and stuff. Overall, I loved it actually. Fuck it. It was a great weekend.
I mean, I kind of loved it, but it was kind of the worst weekend I'd had up to that point. So I'd had no booze. I was so tired. I was just like, fuck it.
See, I was rushing with energy from chemicals.
But I
so
want to
right.
talk about a certain man at a festival that we don't know, but we witnessed his death and resurrection. Now, do you remember Isle of Wight Festival a few years ago?
Isle of Wight. You mean Bestival?
Bestival, that's the one.
I was like, I don't think I went.
No, that's where we went to Isle of Wight.
No, we went Bestival. It's in the Isle of Wight.
Oh, okay. So before we went, I saw on Twitter there was like these pills going round that were like, what was on the pills? Do you remember? Do you not remember?
I thought we were going to talk about your doppelganger.
Oh fuck!
That's what we were going
yes.
to talk about.
Oh yeah. We can talk about that. So okay, that is probably why the first Reading fucked me up mentally. So we went like the dance tent. It was like the Saturday, and I was like, I didn't really like drum and bass or dance music, so I was just kind of standing there like, I had like having a beer because I was like whatever, and then someone's like, whoa, what the fuck are you? I swear you just said you were going or something. I was like, what the fuck are you on about? And then 2 more people came up and were like, Dan, mate, you need to meet this guy.
We were literally cracking up.
We've met your doppelganger. And like when someone says that, oh, I bet he looks like a bit like me, right? So they're like, mate, come with us. So I was walking out this tent into the sunshine, and I look at this bloke, and it's just me.
It's literally like looking in the mirror.
It was like looking in the fucking mirror.
It's funny because I saw both your faces at job, and there was like 30 of us crowding around, being like on the floor, rolling, like laughing so much.
Like, documentary. When
it literally, all his features, his nose, everything, literally identical.
Like it wasn't like, oh, he looks about me. Like when I looked at him, I literally was like to someone like, fuck, is someone spiked me with fucking acid? And I was like pushing people like, have you fucking spiked me? Like, who's put acid in my drink? I think someone's put acid in my drink because my whole
so
body.
dramatic.
Bro, you don't understand
just
how.
Just saw someone that looked like you and instantly jumped out,
off.
took some acid, mate. Give it a rest, mate.
Oh, shut the fuck
Give it
up!
A fucking rest.
Shut up!
Oh,
because
Jesus.
You don't understand, bro. It literally gave me I was having like a panic attack because this guy. I literally thought like I was hallucinating this man. He was like, "Hello," and I was like, "Oh."
We got a great photo which we'll put up on the Instagram.
Yeah, we'll put the photo on Instagram. It's me and my doppelganger. And in that photo, we don't really look that similar. In that photo,
you do look quite similar.
but like honestly, it freaked me the fuck
But the
out.
funny thing is as well is that a few years later, we went to see Jamie T at Alexandra Palace.
And I
and
get
we're-
a tap.
and
you
we're
tap me on the
sat there.
shoulder, oh Dad, mate, it's your fucking doppelganger. I'm like, no. And then I look, and he's like, hello, mate. I'm like, oh fuck.
And the guy was so jokes here because I just heard him turn around to his mate. It's like, I can't believe I'm here. I could have been anywhere in the whole of
I
this
could have been
concert,
anywhere in the
but I'm
bloody
standing
world.
right next to these people who I met before.
And I was like,
no!
oh mate, I was literally like, get him the fuck away from me. Because every time I saw him, it gave me a panic attack because it literally.
It's so jokes. You actually hated him. You like get him the fuck.
You don't
away
understand
from
how
him.
fucked it is.
You
Like,
like hated him though. It wasn't even his fault. He was,
It was-
so happy to see you.
it was
cracking
like
up.
it made my like.
Dad.
You know when that moment where you like your body goes like because you're like.
Oh, is it this like the moment when your mum was like, "Where's Dan?" to Tilda at that party, and she was
Yeah,
just
I was like, am I? Like, I feel like it's like when you have an acid flashback or like something like that.
Yeah,
I was just
our
like, oh
body.
My God. Yeah, I was
K-hole.
like, and then, oh mate, this is what topped it off. So I went to Leeds as we discussed in episode 2, and it was like 4:20 in Leeds, so everyone goes to the park, and I don't smoke the reefer. So, but I felt like when you can smell it, you feel like you're getting a bit high.
yeah.
And I get like a bit panicky. And then I'm just looking, and Joe's like, oh mate, it's your doppelganger?
Oh, for fuck's sake! You see,
I'm like, what? I look, and it's just me walking towards me. I'm like, oh fuck, like I've got contact high and I'm freaking out, man. And he's just walking towards me, looking me in the eye. I'm like, oh fuck. So I just like turn around and put my face down. I'm like, oh fuck, I hope he doesn't come this way. And then for the next 4 fucking years, I was like, my doppelganger lives in Leeds. And every time I crossed, like, walk around the corner, I was like, I fucking hope I don't see him.
that's so mad. You've
And
seen
then
him
I always
3
got
times.
freaked out that maybe like my girlfriend might fuck him. Like I always got freaked out that if he was at like High Rise or something,
How'd you get to that?
because he looked so much like me. I always got freaked out. Like if we went to
I
High
cannot
Rise and they were drunk or like
but I
on
swear
drugs,
if you
then
see
they
him-
might just start getting with him, and I'll be like, "You just got with someone else." They'll be like, "I thought it was you," and I'll be like, have to dump them and be like, "Fuck's sake."
Yeah, fair. That's so mad. You see the same person, like random person, 3 times. I guess we're all the same age and like we're all from like the same sort of area. 'Cause
Yeah.
everyone goes Reading from London.
Fuck me up. Man. Honestly, it literally gave me PTSD, mate. That's why I shouldn't laugh this fucking fireworks.
Actually, my favorite. You were talking about Bestival, and I know the story you're talking about, but my favorite story of Bestival is the tennis ball story, where basically
Right, I guess we can tell this story.
Dan met a girl who got on with well,
Yeah.
and
No festival romance.
claimed looked like Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
Dan was like, she looks like Kendall Jenner, and that
I
all
mean,
festival, Dan was
She did at the time.
Dan
festival.
called her Kendall Jenner for the whole weekend.
No, I was.
But then, can you just explain how? So the night before we played with this tennis ball. What?
Yeah. So me and Evan were like, church.
We were on fire that weekend. We were on
Yeah,
fire.
I remember. I was at Far Festival, wasn't it?
That was at Fire Festival. Yeah.
And like I'd just been like dumped like a week before. Like, oh, mate, are you, like, and you were like, come festival. I was like, fuck it, I'll come festival, man. So I was like, fuck it. So I went, and then so yeah. So there's these 2 girls that we were talking to. Like the night before, we found like a tennis ball, and like we were playing catch for like mashed like 5 in the morning, like all in these chairs, just like
trying to.
rolling.
What were you doing? Something stupid when we were playing catch as well. I can't remember any. Carry on.
Yeah, it was when we stole that guy's. When that guy.
No, don't still talk. About
And then we had this tennis ball, and there was a bit of sexual chemistry going on, yeah. And then we went to see, who do we see? Like Neo or something.
some like yeah.
Well, what do you think's the highlight of that story? What do you think the punchline is really?
Oh,
You brought it up.
it was just that like.
Oh, it was just the most bait thing ever. So we
No,
were
I thought it was just the fact that you ended up getting to go back with her because your line to her was like.
yeah. So I was like, we were kind of dancing together. Instead of being like, oh, do you want to go back to the 10? I was like, yo, you know that tennis ball last night? Do you want to go get it? Just go get a tennis ball.
I
bring
thought you
it
were like,
here.
do you want to just go play catch? And like, she just gave you like a nod
Yeah,
and
she
a
was
wink.
like, yeah, and then I was like to everyone, like I just like kicked in everything. I was like, boys, I'm just gonna go get a tennis ball and play some catch.
Yeah, but like we all knew exactly
and
that
you
you
were
were
like,
talking
"Right,
about.
man."
Oh, right, catch, yeah.
Yeah, and then I got back to the tent, and it was just like in pitch blackness. I started like coming up, like, oh my god!
That must have been so intense.
I was like hallucinating, like
pinging,
bloat.
tennis balls flying around
Yeah,
everywhere.
it was nutty. But yeah, that was festival's fucking quality.
That was a good.
We
festival.
could. There is a story we could tell, but I don't really want to tell it because it involves
What story?
illegal substances.
Oh.
But it is really funny.
Yeah, actually, I can't tell. We'll tell it, but like no specific.
No specifics.
So basically, we were camping. We were like, me and Dan were on fire this weekend. We were just chatting.
We were literally on fire.
Our performance, like our bands and stuff, was on fire. And like we were just chatting to so many different random people. Guys, like, "Oi, hey," and it's like
Just getting a chat.
chatting stupid
Couple bit of
shit.
chirps, easy.
And we were just sat in a circle with these 3 random guys. And I don't even think I think they were just sat there listening to us. And we were just chatting. Like, we were just non-stop chatting. It was like 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And we were like, we had this thing, this bag of whatever with us. And this guy whose it was.
So, no, there was us, and then there was 2 girls that we were trying to chirp, and then this extra bloke, who was a bit of a... Like
2 extra people, yeah.
Yeah, who was like a bit left out.
Yeah.
And so you continue with the story.
And then he was like, it was like 7 a.m. He was like, I'm going to bed. And we're like, all right, mate, whatever. Well, we're not going to bed.
Yeah, like...
We decided we're staying up.
Yeah.
And this guy was like, oh, you can... We had some of what the beer that he was having, we'll say.
Okay, we'll call it beer.
We'll call it the beer he was having.
So you had a big bag of beer.
Yeah, the big bag of beer.
And it was like a big bag.
And he
He
left.
was like, you guys want this when I go to bed? I'm like, oh, mate.
Oh, mate, that's so nice.
Like, that is so... It was a
He was
huge...
like, yeah, don't finish the bag of beer, though, because I need this for the rest of the weekend. I need this big bag of beer.
Yeah, we're like, we won't finish
And we're like,
it.
mate, do you think we'd actually do that to you?
Yeah, I was like, thank you
Even though we
so
just
much.
met him, like, probably an hour later. It was
Yeah.
like, you know, we were camping, bro. Like, we'll
Mate,
give
he
it
was
to you in the
coming...
morning.
It was in like the tent next to us.
So then...
So
So
we had the
basically,
beer.
night rails, and we have a few more beers.
And we're the 2 other girls, and we're just sharing the beer.
We're sharing the beer, but we forget. We sort of forget. We go to bed. We wake up in the morning.
We drink a lot of the beers.
drink-
He said don't drink all the beers.
Yeah,
we
the
drank
beer's
most
the beer's
of the
gone.
beers.
The beer's gone, really.
There's a bit of a beer left.
But the beer's gone.
Yeah.
And we end up going to bed at like 10. We're like, we'll have a nap.
Yeah, we just had a little more.
We wake up in the morning. I'm like, wake up, and then the guys just sat there.
We come
So
out
I'm
of 10 like dishevelled.
I'm like, oh
right?
mate, she need brush teeth. Run back into town. I was like, hey Dan, where's the bag of beer? And Dan's like, what do you mean? He was like, we're gonna have to go and tell him. So
And then the guy comes out. He's like, he's like, oh, do you have that bag
because we're
of
hiding.
beers?
Yeah, we're hiding in the tent.
We're like, oh, fuck,
And he
where's the bag
opens
of
up our tent. He's like, have you got that bag of beers? We're like, yeah, mate.
Yeah,
say
we'll
that.
get the beers
Mate, it's like,
once.
mate, I'm just changing. So then I
Let's
was
just
like,
say this was a lot of expensive beers.
yeah.
It was probably like 150 quid worth of beer.
Yeah, and so basically then I have to, I'm like, Dan, I've got this.
No, wait. Before that, we do find the bag of beer.
No, but we find
But it
a
was-
bag of beer later on. Oh, we find it's gone.
It's basically open in the mud, and all the beer's ruined.
Yeah. So basically what I then have to do,
Oh fuck, we fucked.
well, fuck, I'm like,
This
Dan,
bloke was
Dan,
so
what are we
nice
gonna do?
as
What are we
well.
gonna do?
Oh,
Yeah, it was
no.
alright. It was nice. It was a bit odd, but it's nice. So then I turned around to Dan. I was like, I've got a plan, mate. I'll sort this out.
Oh, bro,
So
you're
then-
gonna give him all your beers.
So then I was like, oh, you can give him some of yours. I was like, oh, I'll just, yeah, sort of. And so,
that story actually makes me cringe.
and
how we
so
ended
then
it.
I just pick up a 1K cider, and I go out to him. I was there like, mate. We can't find your bag of beers, but I've got a K cider for you. And he's looking at me like, he's like, no, I need it. Like, it's not funny. And I was like, basically,
I'm
mate,
staying far away at this
basically,
point. I'm
we've
watching
done
from a
it,
distance. Like,
and
oh,
you can
fuck.
see his face drop, and he's fucking fuming. He's realised that these fucking kids he doesn't even fucking know.
Yeah, have
Has
just
robbed
dropped
him.
all his
And
beers.
he's just looking at him in the face, and he's daringly offer him 1K cider in
Which is like
exchange
90p.
for like 100 quid.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh, cheers.
Yeah. In the end, I gave him a bit of
Your other beer.
my bag of beer,
Yeah. Fuck, that story's
But,
so
like,
fucking good.
but I just felt bad for him.
Anyway, we
but
should probably
yeah.
wrap it up there.
Yeah.
And we'll
Well,
probably
we'll
do
do
it
part
festivals
two.
part 2 because I only said about one of like the 7 anecdotes I got written down. So we'll do it festivals part 2. So end of season episode 4. Was that 4?
It's an episode.
It's an episode. Thank you for listening. And bye bye.
Bye bye. Nice.